What's up, everybody? Welcome to Final Anniversary 4. So before we get officially started, I kind of just want to see if everything's working. Audio levels are good. This is where I need you in chat. I need you guys to kind of give me a heads up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, does it sound good? Does it sound good? That's most important. I want to make sure everything sounds good with audio levels. Nobody's louder than the other. That kind of thing. So if you guys could let me know that, I'm gonna let JD do some talking. What's up, Excalibro? Man, I'm doing great. Oh, you know what? There's the first test right there. Now let's hear it. It's Excalibro. Now you go ahead.
Right,
Yeah,
all right, all right.
I just activated your mic. Yes.
I see. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
nice.
What'd you guys think of that? Beautiful, just absolutely beautiful Final Fantasy lo-fi music going on for the starting soon screen. That's from Sing4D Laughter. So big shout out to Sing4D Laughter, who provides some background music for my videos all the time. He just released a Final Fantasy X lo-fi album, which is freaking phenomenal. That's his recent thing there. And then I also want to give another big shout out right here at the top of the video to Fuzz Pixels, who, if you're into like those, Punk Goes, so this is Punk Goes Final Fantasy VII album, right?
Yes, sir.
Basically, it's called Fuzzy Pixel 7. So if you're into, punk rock music, Green Day, he does it's the, God, what is it? Underneath the Rotten Pizza, I think it is, but it's like the style of Green Day, and it sounds way too good. Like,
Yeah, seriously, he's sick, guys. Check him out.
yes, my favorite is the Genova song, so everybody go check that out. And yeah, one more last shout out for Final fans doing really cool things. And if you're a Final fan watching this and you have a project, please sound off in the comments. Let us know. This is a chance for you guys to kind of do a little self-promotion, let people know. Of course, live chat, and put that in the actual comments on this video so people can see it later. But yeah, one more shout out to Drake EC, who has been working for years on a Final Fantasy VI complete reimagination of the game, a mod. So it's a mod for Final Fantasy VI. Just look that up, Drake EC Final Fantasy VI mod. So yeah, just big shout outs to the Final Fantasy community doing amazing things. And as you could have seen, and if you check the other links to videos that are going to happen back to back in this anniversary event, you'll see art by Tyler Hepner for the Final Fantasy draft, the Final Fantasy character draft. And man, his art just elevates. It freaking makes it. I want to click into that video. I wouldn't even know what it's about, and I'd still click in. You know what I mean? I'm like, that is freaking phenomenal. So yeah, big shout out to Tyler Hebner, getting some big attention and things like that. So now that I've kind of started talking, and hopefully it's the sounds great, is what Block Sheep is saying. JD coming in good too, everybody. I'm making sure JD's the Excalibro is what I gotta call him, because Excalibro.
What's up, everybody? What's going on?
Yeah,
Hopefully, sounds good.
I think you might need to go up just a little bit. Yeah,
Right.
you get your volume up just a little bit.
And how's that sound?
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
good.
Chat will let me know. Please let me know, chat, if Excalibro's coming in good. I see that Sing4D Laughter's in the chat right now. So yeah, definitely go check him out for some great lo-fi music. Rogue of Light. I'm excited, man, because Rogue of Light was a day of invitation where I was like, hey, we have an opening. You see, she said on one of the comments, she was like, oh my god, this looks like so much fun. And I'm like, this is awesome, because I've always wanted to kind of have Siren on the show, right? So yeah, it just all worked out great. So she's going to be on the character draft coming up next. That's going to be
fun.
Dude, I'm freaking excited. I was telling you about this before the show started. I said I don't feel like this is content. I feel like I'm hosting a party. right? This,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh yeah.
hosting a party. I'd have chips and
Going
drinks out
down.
if I could. You know what I mean? Chips and drinks for everybody coming in because this is going to be a fun time. So yeah, man, I'm really excited for that. And what we're going to do for this particular opening video, this particular opening live stream, is going to be a little bit of like it's a retrospective, prospective, right? So I'm going to be taking a look back on some of the content or just answering any of your questions on past content. And then looking ahead and kind of what I want to accomplish with Final Fan TV in the years to come. So that's what this live stream is about. When this live stream is over, I'm going to need a big favor from everybody watching. I need you guys to exit out of this video and then follow a link to another video, and I'll make sure I put that into the chat so that way you guys are, you know, you can just click follow along, and let's keep it going. Let's keep the fun rolling, because I wanted to separate these videos so that way if you're looking for the character draft, you can easily find it rather than just saying, oh, I have to watch this 5-hour event and then find the character draft within it. I want to make it easy for you guys. So there's that. Now I'm going to, what do you want to start with, man? You want to start with a little look back? I got some AMA stuff going on, like some Ask Me Anything from a few Final fans. And yeah, let's do a look back first. Let's do a look back.
Or the retrospective?
The retrospective. So what I'm going to
Let's do it.
is I'm going to go into the Final Fan TV channel here. And make sure you're subscribed, please. You know what I mean? There it is. I'm subscribed. Okay. So we're gonna go in here. I'm gonna bring up the playlist. Let's find you know what we should do first? We should do my parallels video. So this is when I predicted each chapter of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I predict it and like how I think it's going to go, and the way I do it is through paralleling it with Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? This is one of my favorite videos that I've done because I was like, man, this is actually, I'm onto something here. And let's find out how much I got wrong and how much I got right.
On Dine and some.
You do me a favor,
What's
quick?
up, Final fans?
Yep.
It's the. Oh yeah.
Share
that with
me.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a few seconds behind watching it on YouTube.
Okay. Cool. There you go. I'll
Perfect.
share that with you.
There we go.
Ah, the parallels, says Trenton. Yes. And yeah, so here we go. This is one of my favorite videos that I've done. So it's the Warrior of Hype, and in this video, I'm predicting where Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will end by breaking down each chapter of the game. This will be under the assumption that Rebirth will follow the same standard that Remake set with 18 chapters. But what makes of this? So we end up finding out that obviously Rebirth was 14 chapters. So I was a little wrong on that one. But I'm very curious because I haven't watched this video in a while.
I think we were all wrong about the number of chapters, bro.
Way back, but they are going to get me now. Oh, wait a second. Block Sheep, have you finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Okay, maybe I should jump ahead and just say maybe we got some spoilers ahead. All right, we got some spoilers ahead for Rebirth. I should probably say that right now. Wait, if you haven't finished Rebirth, maybe come back in later. I'm sorry. So this is just kind of like a fun way to... I'll give you the signal. When I'm done with this video, you can come back. You want to mute it or something. Yeah, so it ended up being 14 chapters. Was shown in the reveal trailer for Remake. So two reveal, the parallels. It's paralleling. I think a really cool CG cinematic of Cloud and Sephiroth battling the Green Dragon would just be awesome. We didn't get that. But you know what I mean? Like, we didn't get that because that would have been really cool. But we did get a chance to play as Sephiroth. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so
we did.
That was even cooler.
Yes,
I think I even... And then a zoom in on... So this is Calm End's window, which is showing the party watching the Shinra news broadcast, which confirms my suspicion of this all being Shinra propaganda, showing the party dead. And then they start talking about Sephiroth. Cloud explaining his history with Sephiroth, setting up the flashback at Calm. Chapter 1 begins. the flashback at Calm on that day 5 years ago. So that's right. That's right, because chapter 1 was the flashback, and like the whole Nibelheim incident thing. But I said confirming my suspicion that this was Shinra propaganda.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of a tough one, though. That's a tough one to call, man. We didn't get a lot of answers in this game.
So, in this one, let's see. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to kind of skip ahead because this is a 28-minute video. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but I did say this was going to be the Nibelheim flashback, and basically saying how it parallels the remake by there being a reactor, there being an ascension, and with Rebirth a descent into madness, but climbing the Mount Nebel reactor and all. It was just kind of like the parallels there, and then I kind of ended it with saying like, dude, how great is it for them to set up the entire game with this as like the nucleus of the story, right? Of Sephiroth's descent and what he's doing, just like Remake did, and things like that. So I got that with like setting up Shinra. Rebirth sets up Sephiroth.
Yeah.
And then for chapter 2, let's see what I said for chapter 2. The Mithril Mines. In Remake, Sephiroth torments Cloud with visions during chapter 2. I wonder if he'll kind of do the same here. As they're on their way through the Mithril Mines, he could make Cloud question the story he told at the Calm Inn, keeping him distracted and disconnected, because Cloud is not fooling players anymore, especially with... I'm not kind of wrong here. I'm not wrong, you know, because
yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah,
when they dropped that little Sephiroth clone in there on the way to the Zalem too, you know, they had a couple little tidbits in there.
And then like making Cloud question himself when he's about to go to the rooftop with Tifa, and he goes, "You know, I killed her."
Oh, right? That was such a good scene, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think any of us were expecting that one.
Well, with Crisis Core Reunion re-releasing last year, reminding players of the true events. Even it's a fight to the getaway train. Meeting Yuffie and Junon, the side quest hub. Still side quest hub, in Remake, Tifa joins the party in this chapter, so this aligns well with bringing in a new character such as Yuffie to the party. This also... So chapter 3 ended up being the Mithril Mines, right? Wasn't that it was the Mithril Mines. And then chapter 4 was bringing in Yuffie. I go through this one, and I should have combined chapter 3 into chapter 2, because I talk about how this is where Cloud is going to confront Tifa and they're going to have a little conversation, but that ends up actually happening in Calm. So I was a little right about that, a little off on the chapter count. I nailed this. The Junon Parade. Remake's Chapter 4 starts with a mini-game, the motorcycle chase to the upper city. If Rebirth does faithfully stick to the original silly way of reaching the upper city of Junon, well, Cloud will hitch a ride on a dolphin, and that dolphin's name is Mr. Dolphin, as it leaps several stories into the sky. Come on, man. We gotta have it. We gotta have it. I want this to be included. I want them in getting in on the cargo ship. It would make a whole lot of sense for there to be someone on the inside. I'm sure I'll go into more detail in a future video with thoughts on what to expect in Junon's potential story and Rebirth and all that other stuff, so I'll leave it here for now. But this does echo Remake's story structure, as Chapter 4 is when you meet Roach. In Remake, following another encounter with Roach, this time sword combat, which ends with him assisting Cloud, by the way, just as he could assist Cloud at the Junon Parade, there's a falling action of going back to the Undercity, in which you will speak... Okay, nailed that part, though.
Yeah. Dude, that was solid right there.
Solid, man. Yeah, because the Roach does... I had assumed in this video, I skipped ahead, but like, I said, what if Roach was the soldier in red that was going to help him get dressed for the parade and stuff? He wasn't, and it's okay, because what we got was just fine.
Yeah.
If you know what
what we got was great, bro.
What we got was great, bro.
And he calls you out. You can walk out on the balcony, and he's just revving it and calling you down and on, dude. So fire.
Yep, and we ended up fighting him in chapter 4, just like we did in Remake. So there's that. which I kind of nailed that one. Let's see what happens with chapter 5. Cargo ship. The cargo ship, nailed it. And then I say, I think the cargo ship plot there in remakes, get an idea. So I said basically the cargo ship can be its own chapter, and Jenova will be the boss. The Costa del Sol and Mount Coral. The party has almost a date with the reactor in Remake and Rebirth. Costa del Sol was much North Coral, Gold Saucer. This one would be a mirrored reflection of A Trap is Sprung in Remake's chapter. Gold Saucer and winning the approval of Dio to leave. So in this video, I think it was like 3 chapters dedicated to this Gold Saucer. Which Rebirth proved they're like, no, man, we're just gonna clump that all up. Just gonna clump that into we're okay. And they didn't even go with the idea of like them being in a trap, like getting a trap is sprung thing where they had to go to the prison.
Right.
Just equals sewers from Remake, am I right? I would like to see Guy Natak. Was chapter 10 the Guy? I can't remember. Boss battle, Guy Natak.
Yeah. Well, it was 10 or
Rebirth.
Yeah,
well, the next
it was
step
10.
It was 10?
It was.
Nice.
It
was Rocket Town to meet Sid. No Rocket Town. We got that wrong. Revisiting.
You and me both on that one.
Yeah, right. I think later on, after we got more information, I was like, guys, it's not going to be in there. Because I made that thumbnail and I even said, like, no Rocket Town. But I think that is the point. To get to the Forgotten Capital. It's a whole lot of suspense. And so we can listen to how I think it's going to end, because this could be fun. Build up to what we all know is about to happen, but will it happen? That is there's so much build up here that I think chapter 16 is going to be so intense. Chapter 17 is the Forgotten Capital. It's time for answers to the most asked and debated questions regarding Remake. Chapter 17 in Remake was the conclusion we knew. It was the highway chase. It was everything we knew how the original game was going to end. And I think this is how everything we knew how the original game's first disc was going to end. So chapter 17, that's that fated moment. We're going to find out what happens. Whether it's, whether it is what we remember or not. Chapter 18. So I kind of said like everything up to this moment will be pretty faithful, and everything up in Rebirth was pretty faithful up until known journey. Yeah. I'm reserving this chapter for the finale. What comes after? Also, I expect Zach to be the Whisperers of Rebirth, so meaning the Whisperers had a gigantic role to play in the final chapter of Remake, so I imagine Zach will also have a very large, important role to play in the final chapter of Rebirth. I would love for this one to be a somber one. I'd love for it to be a fallout, seeing the characters at their emotionally just devastated. They're at their lowest, and then there's maybe that moment where the party talks to Cloud and they get this, didn't get that. This feeling of hope, this feeling of perseverance to go on, to keep fighting, and then it ends. The game just ends. So you're left with this feeling of hope. But you're also just completely shattered. I think that would be an awesome ending. Many fans believe that the ending will be at the Northern Crater with the weapons awakened and the party captured. It could be a better way to end it. Kind of like a Empire Strikes Back way to end it. My parallels certainly blur in the last 3 chapters, but I still don't think it allows for the Northern Crater segment. I mean, snowboarding would be a much better start to part 3, after allowing a few years between the games for players to process the loss and process the ending of Rebirth. And then, when you open the game up with a snowboarding sequence, it won't be as jarring. But then, of course, if you're going to try and fit the Northern Crater sequence in where he hands it off, you have to also fit in snowboarding, Great Glacier, Gaia's Cliff, the Whirlwind Maze. It would all have to fit in within only a All right, so that was that. Is there any other videos that you guys want me to go back and take a look at? Let me know. But I thought this was very interesting because I'm gonna definitely do this again for like part three once we start getting a little more information on that. And then do another one of that and if you want to watch the full video, anybody watching this, absolutely go check it out. I'll put it in the description or something. But yeah, like this one was really fun to go back and watch. Yeah, man. JD Wiley,
Deserved.
Excalibro. Do you have any questions for me regarding Final Fan TV? Chat, if you have any questions for me, please. This is an ask me anything type deal right now. So just ask me anything you'd like, and yeah, I'll answer them. All right, I'm gonna bring up some questions from my Discord.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Discord here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to read some of them. Did I get rid of something? I didn't. No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay.
All right.
The AMA. Yeah, chat. This is for you guys as well. Sing 40 Laughter. Thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. This is going to be such a fun event coming up. I'm so excited for this character draft coming up next. All right, cool.
Heck yeah, man.
Man.
All right, so you ready for your first question?
Sure, man. Hit me with it.
All right. Do you think Square Enix will do more remakes of older games in the future, if not necessarily on the same scale as FF7? We've heard rumors of Tactics and FF9. People have speculated about FF6 and FF8. What's your take? Where you're a vibe.
Okay, so I'm gonna give these really quick responses, and I'm not gonna give like well thought out answers. But if you have a question about like Final Fan TV and like stuff like that, I'll give you a nice deep question, or answer. But for these ones, I'm gonna give you a quick one. Do I think they're gonna do remakes of older games in the future? Yes, I think so. I think FF9 is very real. I'm just waiting for it. You know what I mean? I'm waiting.
I need it. I need it.
I'm waiting. Zidane. But I'm like, I think it's real. I think it's just a matter of time. I was even convinced it was going to be Summer Game Fest. I was like, that's why I started making videos. I made 3 back-to-back videos on Final Fantasy IX Remake because I was like, I'm gonna be ahead of the curve, man. When they announce it, these videos are gonna take off, baby. Yeah, they didn't take off. But yeah, no, like I'm ready for the 9 remake. I know I just knew it. I could feel it. I would love to see a Tactics remastered. I would honestly, my dream for that would be a full scale, like just mind-blowing presentation of Tactics. Like make that story it's worth telling in a modern way. Of course it's got to be a Tactics game, but I would love to see it with like a AAA polish, man. Like just give this thing a crazy amount of presentation. Fully voiced, fully full mocap cut scenes and everything. I want that. But
yeah,
if I had to make a guess, I would probably say it's going to be one of like an HD 2D. And it would kind of look like Triangle Strategy was. I would say Triangle Strategy might have been the tester for that team. Like they kind of be like, all right, let's get let's dip our toes in the water before we jump into Final Fantasy Tactics. We don't want to mess that up. So that was my thing there. For clamoring for a Final Fantasy 13. Oh, I'm jumping ahead. Sorry. For the clamoring for a Final Fantasy 13 trilogy remaster, coming up, on its 15th anniversary. It's not been a whisper of it. Do you think it should happen or will happen? What about you, Excalibro? What do you think? You think it should?
You know what? I do think it should, and I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't finish Final Fantasy 13.
Ooh.
My wife and I sat down to play it, and all the anime grunts, man, they just killed my wife. She's like, I can't listen to Vanille. I can't listen to Vanille anymore. Yeah, kind of slowed my roll on that one. So I would love to see a remake, new voice acting. You know.
Yeah, I would love to see a Crisis Core reunion style. I personally don't want a trilogy. I would want Final Fantasy 13 remakester style, like the Crisis Core reunion. Take time with that one to improve it and make it, I don't know, man, just improve 13 and worry about the trilogy later if you want to. I think 13 stands alone very well on its own. It doesn't need the sequels. So focus on that. That's my opinion on that one. Drumjaw, thank you so much, man. I love you too, bro. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your support. Block Sheep says, are you shifting towards the multiverse being less of parallel timelines and more happening in the live stream memories being affected via Aerith? The multiverse stuff is interesting to me. I've always less of parallel timelines and more happening in the live stream memories being affected by Aerith. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with their being affected by Aerith. I think they are all in the live stream. Yes. I think all of the worlds are in the live stream. I think that Aerith has access to them because she's a Cetra. And then in that book that I don't think is official, The Maiden Who Travels the Planet, it literally talks about her going to each individual spirit and soul to try and help them dissolve into the flow of life. So I can kind of see maybe that's what happened, especially in the world that has accepted their fate. I think that was Aerith's doing. And Sephiroth even says it like, oh, in a world that has accepted its fate or something like that. And I think Aerith is responsible for everybody just accepting it and willingly dissolve into the live stream. Whereas a lot of these worlds, spirits in the live stream, I think they are like tainted with the Genova or like just despair. I think they're tainted with despair. So when they go back into the live stream, when their worlds end, they are not going to want to dissolve. They're going to hold on to hatred and anger, and that power is going to be very potent. That's my, and then like I said a whole bunch more on this actually in Prof Noctis interview with me, talking about that. Okay, so
That was a good one, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Really solid interview, brother.
I felt like I was talking way too much. By the end of it, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. If you want to just delete everything except for the moment that I said when I said something about what I said about cherishing something, right, man? This is my favorite quote. All right, so to cherish something is to understand that it is temporary. That's me. I said that, bro.
Fire!
I said that.
Fire! Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was to cherish something is to understand that it is temporary, whereas Sephiroth wants forever. And I think the Gi are a great representation of why forever is not a good thing. So that's the whole purpose of the Gi, is to be there to show you that they have forever, they have eternity, and guess what? The only one thing that they cherish, the black materia, which will end them. So they just want it to be over. So Sephiroth, even though I think his intentions he feels are good, he wants a world where there is no loss. And I even think that when he tells Cloud, maybe you just need a little push, maybe you just need some encouragement, I'll give you my blessing, go for it, lose Aerith so that way you can feel what I'm trying to prevent you from feeling. Boom. That's where I got there. This turned in less about like a Final Fan TV retrospective, but to like a theory cast. It's a theory cast now.
All right, well, let's switch it up, man. What's your favorite moment in the last year, Final Fan TV?
I appreciate that, man. Well, let me go. Crew asked a question. I'm going to address it real quick. How do you think they'll handle the weapons in Part 3? I want to tell you right now, Crew. I want Final Fantasy 16 level battles. All right, I want iconic battles with the weapons. I want that scale, and if the game has to be shorter than Rebirth in order to make that happen, like to put all of their efforts into making these grand Hollywood blockbuster, because let's not forget Final Fantasy 7 was, the game that would never come to the big screen near you. It is the Hollywood blockbuster, right? It's supposed to be. So give me those Hollywood blockbuster battles. That's what I want. God of War 3. I want God of War
Titan
3.
battle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
The FF16 Titan battle, but yeah, oof.
It's all come to this type thing. Whereas like God of War 3 was so grand in its scale.
Oh man.
And just that was the biggest thing. So I want that for the weapon battles. That's how I want them to be handled. Yeah. Okay. So. Should clarify, it's Aerith versus Sephiroth post OG. Yes, So Aerith versus Sephiroth in the book, On the Way to a Smile, Lifestream Black, Lifestream White. Whereas it's literally being represented in Rebirth. Like you can see it when Tifa's under, and she's like, "There's a war. Like I think we're winning," type thing. Which basically, I think the white whispers, black whispers, colliding. It's definitely there. There's a question for another time though, and we're gonna get that to another time that Excalibur brought up, and we're gonna give that more thought. Um, so yeah, when it comes to like what was my favorite thing that I've done this past year?
Yeah.
Let me take a look back. Let's take a look back. All right. So this past year has been like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth centric. We're gonna do all, yeah, I think this showing my live too? I don't know. Wait, no, this is not even. Let's go back to Final Fantasy TV. We'll go do videos first. So world maps are doing real good, man. Like people love these world maps, and I gotta say how awesome it is. And I wish I had your name right now. I don't have your name. I'm gonna bring it up though, because I'm gonna give you a shout out. I'm gonna give you a shout out. Over on Twitter or X or the dying the dying social media account. I had, let's see, Marco messaged me, and this was really cool. Marco messaged me and goes, "Hey, since you're kind of like the Final Fantasy VII map guy, I got an observation for you," and sends me some pictures of like a map that he found at Nibelheim, and I'm like, this is really cool that you reached out to me about that. I just thought that was really cool. I like that. So thank you, Marco, for doing that. And then also shout out to Ryzen. Ryzen also did this. So 2 messages from Final fans who reached out to me after watching the map videos and was just like, "Hey man, you're the map guy. Here's 2 images of maps that I found." And these are 2 different images than Marco sent me. I was like, "All right, man, I got some."
Feels good, man.
I will give you some props if I make a video on it. So that's really cool that that it's gaining that kind of attention. So I really appreciate that. But yeah, man, like we finally started the whole Final Fantasy like award series. I really really want to get back to doing that. I don't feel like I've established that rhythm yet. Like I feel like we can work on the rhythm a little bit more. But Final Fantasy 1 and 2 episodes are done, and they're just so much fun. There's so much fun to do.
That was a good time, man.
Yeah. So I'm glad that we started those. I'm always really excited about making Final Fantasy VII stuff. I think my favorite thing, my favorite thing that happened this year was I got to meet the developers of Rebirth. Right there. I got to meet the developers of Rebirth. I got to meet Naoki Hamaguchi. I got to meet Yoshinori Kitase.
Bro.
And Teruki Endo.
Bro.
Oh my god, dude. What a moment that was. Favorite moment of year 4. That's why I do it. That's why
I need more details. I need more details.
Oh man.
Give me the details.
So like it was I was at Otakon, and which was really fun. I went there with no really expectations to be able to meet them. Like I was going to stand in line, hopefully, but I got in there and I saw the schedule. We missed it. I was like, man, that sucks. I actually met up with a Final fan, somebody who was a fan of me, which was weird. All right, which is that is kind of like, it was just weird that him and his wife wanted to meet me. So I was like, yeah, dude, that'd be cool. So we met up. We were having fun, hanging out, and I had texted a PR person from Square Enix, and I was like, hey, I'm here. Is there any opportunity, any chance that I can meet the developers? And this person wrote back and was like, absolutely. And I was like, oh snap. Oh snap.
Oh, man.
Oh snap. So I always like to, if I can, raise up somebody else, right? Give them an experience too. So since I was with Final Fan King Valvados and his wife, I was like, hey, I have 2 people who are fans of what I do. Can they come with me? Absolutely. And I was like, guys, you guys are about to meet the
Oh, tight,
developers.
dude.
so,
Man,
so yeah,
that's a story right there, bro.
we walked in, dude, and honestly, like, I know that my words did not come out right, and I felt really embarrassed, man. Like, after the fact, when you think back on it and you're like, oh god, oh, it's bad, that's real bad. But I don't know, I don't think they're gonna remember me. But it's just kind of like,
I
um
mean,
the war. Thank you so much for rocking the shirt, man. Look,
we'll remember
you
you,
got
bro.
merch for, what is going on, dude?
Yes, sir.
See, that's what's awesome, right? I
Hype
never.
day. Hype day. Today is hype day, baby.
Oh, dude, it is so hype, so freaking hype. We got it's 5:45, which means in about 15 minutes I'm gonna start bringing in the guests for the Final Fantasy character draft, which is,
Mm.
that's awesome too. So yeah, like okay, there. Okay, I just want to check my phone real quick. So
All right.
yeah, I got to have them come with me, and what an incredible thing that was. I was stumbling over my words, but I think what was the most important thing to me, and it wasn't something that I planned on doing. I just spit it out. Like, I just started talking. And I told them about my story with my brother Sean, and that was so important to me, of it, to explain to them, like, why Final Fantasy means so much to me. And it was just so random and out of the blue. I told them the whole story, and to be able to tell them directly like that, and like, I was, and that had to be translated as we went. So I would tell them part of the story, the translation, tell him another part of the story, translation. So I told him, like, the setup to, like, going, sneaking downstairs. I wasn't able to watch my brother. I wasn't able to watch him because it was rated teen. So I was sneaking downstairs to watch my brother play. They laughed at that. They're like, oh, it's funny. And, and then it all coming back full circle when I tell them that, my brother passing away, and of cancer and stuff like that. And just that Final Fantasy VII makes me feel, connected to him, uh,
Yeah.
because of that shared experience, because of the, that kind of things, and the themes of Final Fantasy VII. So,
So I have to know. I
yeah.
have to know. Did you tell them about Badaz?
No, but John Bentley knows. John Eric Bentley knows. He knows about Badaz. My brother named the characters, right? So I always thought it was Sean and Badaz as the main characters, right? I thought the main character was Sean Cloud, and I thought Badaz was Barrett. So, and I thought it was pronounced Badaz, but I found out later that it was badass. You know what I mean?
That's a good brother. That's a good brother.
So yeah,
Awesome,
man.
man.
That was just a really that was a really awesome moment. Um, and what else? Yeah. Then we went down and met Brianna White. Got to take pictures with. So he kind of paid it back to me. The final fan I was with, King Valvados, because he was going to go get the pictures taken and the autograph and stuff, and he's like, "Come in, man, be part of the picture." And I was like, "Oh man, like, you're good, man. It's you and your wife." And he's like, it's Aerith, Brianna White, and the Warrior of Hype. I want them in the picture." I was like,
Hey, that's
okay,
a good point.
whoa, bro. But anyways, yeah. So I got Brianna White. I met Brianna White. I met Britt Baron, and of course, I got to speak to John Eric Bentley, and he's always fun, man. Dude is the best, because, like, his line was done. They were doing a little cutoff. They were like, no, John Bentley's not going to be taken anymore. Sorry. Whatever. And I was like, nah. I said, I gotta meet John Bentley. I gotta say hi to him. And the guy was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, tell him that Final Fan TV is here. And he laughed at me. The guy laughed at me, and I was like, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I was like, yeah, I think he'll understand. So I was like, go tell him that Daniel from Final Fan TV is here. And later on, like, he was like, look, he's like, I'm not going to tell you to leave. He said, you can just hover around here at the end of the line. So we just hovered at the end of the line. And so when we went up at the very end, and granted, the convention floor closed. So the convention floor was closed. Everybody was leaving, and he's still, of course, he's still signing autographs because it's
What a
John Bentley.
champ.
It's John Bentley. So
Yeah.
he's hanging out with everybody for much longer than he should be, I think. So it's taken him a whole lot longer to go through his line. But so at the end I go up to him and I said, "What's up, man?" And man, let me tell you, I can't tell you how deflated I was when he looked at me. He goes, "What's up, dude?" And he goes, what's your name?" And I said,
Oh man.
I
I
went,
I can hear your heart breaking.
I said, "Man," and then before I could answer, he went, "Oh, Daniel, oh, from Motivate," and then he went nuts. So like, it made me
Oh,
feel a little better. It made me feel. He was like, "Daniel
a
from
little
Final Fantasy."
better. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, a lot better. And it was like, "Daniel from Final Fantasy TV," and then he goes, it was, dude, it was great. He was getting Ben involved. Like Ben Starr was packing up, and he's like, Ben, Daniel from Final Fantasy." Yeah, so awesome, and then I got him to he signed my poster and all that other stuff. So that was really cool. Yeah, dude, that was really cool.
What a
Um,
day.
yeah, but yeah, man. So I want to talk about before the we got to switch over to a different chat room. I want to talk a little bit about my objectives, right?
Mm.
So for year 5 and beyond, um, yeah, I wrote this stuff down because this is important. All right. So my goal when I started Final Fan TV was to get to E3. I wanted to go to E3 as media, like to get media badges to go to E3. So that was basically the reason why I started Final Fan TV. In 2023, which was last year, I was invited by Square Enix to attend the pre-launch celebration of Final Fantasy 16 and Summer Game Fest play days because E3 was dead. So that I consider mission accomplished, man. That was such a incredible dream come true right there. So that
Absolutely
dream,
a win, bro.
oh man, for sure. And like the reason why I
Huge.
started Final Fan TV for so like to it showed me that I can set goals and with hard work, with putting in the work to and with obviously with everybody's support, like your support, everybody watching live right now, your support, everybody who's subscribed and followed and stuff like that, like you guys have been able to elevate Final Fan TV to get to the get the attention of Square Enix themselves. And I think I got their attention by screenshotting your comments. A lot of people's got comments of saying like the warrior of hype brings the hype in every video, or like boom boom, like all of these praises and stuff. I screenshotted that and compiled it all into one image and then posted it and made my statement, my mission statement of like wanting to go to E3. And that's when Square Enix uh, reached out to me.
Bro,
So
that's dope.
yeah, so big shout out to you guys who support. Thank you so much. So now with that dream accomplished, I think ahead to year 5 and beyond. Now this is not going to be a year 5 thing, but it's definitely my main objective. And let me see how I want to say this. All right, I have 2 things I want to accomplish with Final Fan TV from here on out. I'm going to need everybody's help. I'm going to need to obviously keep at this to make it happen. I want to be a guest on Kinda Funny. So Kinda Funny
Mm.
is my favorite YouTube channel. My favorite it's my favorite form of content. I consume it every single day. I have a tremendous amount of respect for everybody on Kinda Funny, and I just want to see myself sitting at the desk at the Kinda Funny spare bedroom studio as a guest speaker. That is my goal. And whether that be with like Final Fantasy 7 Part 3, like maybe there's news coming out and I can be a guest speaker to bring the hype, bring that love and energy that I have for Final Fantasy to the show. And of course, this would be probably alongside their usual Final Fantasy guys, Imran Khan and Michael Hyam. So that in itself would be a freaking dream come true because that's Imran Khan, Michael Hyam, and probably Tim Geddes And all three of those industry professionals are their inspiration, the main inspiration, the inspiration of why I started Final Fantasy V, right? So my goal was to get to E3 using Final Fantasy V and getting the media badge. The reason why the inspiration to do it was watching Kind of Funny every single day, thinking like, I want to do that. So there you go. So I want to be on Kind of Funny as a guest speaker, and I would love to do it in person at the desk, right? Rather than
Man.
a video call, which would still be incredible if it was a video call, but I would love to be in person at the desk. Goal number 2, and this could be either or, I guess, whichever one seems more achievable, because they're definitely stretch goals. But like I said, definitely not year 5, but I want to attend Tokyo Game Show as media. So same thing as E3, where I wanted to go as a media badge and stuff like that. I want to go to Tokyo Game Show and be invited by Square Enix to do it. Or I'll take it either or here. A Final Fantasy VII remake or FF7R Part 3 preview event. A Final Fantasy VII Part 3 preview event would be incredible. Like, to be invited to that. So those are my goals. And it's not year 5 because, Final Fantasy VII Part 3 has to be the hype needs to be there. So when the marketing is in full swing for Final Fantasy VII Part 3, that's when, that's when I want to do it. So those are my goals, man. Those are my goals.
Absolutely.
So everybody watching right now, I see Drumjot. Thank you so much for being so active in the chat, man. Thank you. Let's see that in shorter, please. Yeah, short. So shorter for Part 3. That's what I'm saying. I would be cool with it being a very straightforward, but I know not everybody. And based on like what we've done with the map, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
Oh man,
it's gonna be ridiculously big. With Part 3, like the world map itself is going to be so many more locations and things like that to do. Let's see. What was it like when you talked to Hamaguchi? Like I said, it was a blur. Talking to Hamaguchi was a blur. Like, and Katase, because Katase was the director of the original game. So my story was like, speaking to him was like to tell him like it was your direction that impacted my life and stuff. So, and of course, Hamaguchi and Endo. I want to shout out Endo-san. He was really, really cool. Really cool guy.
Battle director?
He's the battle director. Yep.
Yeah.
Really cool guy, man. I loved meeting him too. So big shout outs there. I gotta admit, I'd feel nervous if I ran into Final Fan TV. Drumjaw, you crazy, man. Max Dude. There. Yeah, I've met Max Dude at the pre-launch event for 16. That one is one of those regrets, right? Like I spoke about that at on Prof Noctis show, and he was like, one of the questions he asked, he was like, oh man, your perseverance and like making sure you get the attention of the person that you're trying to reach and stuff. Can you speak on that, because people might need to feel inspired to like say, hey, you got to reach it, you have to make it happen to make it happen. This was a moment that I didn't like. So I was at the pre-launch event and I was going around with my little microphone getting interviews with the people playing the game. I saw Max Dude and I was like, I'm gonna speak to Max Dude. So I ran up to him after everybody cleared out. Like it was the end of the night. And everybody was clearing out and he was by himself. So I at least waited for that. And I asked him, I was like, hey man, do you mind like sharing your thoughts and stuff like that? Didn't need to do that. So that one was one thing where I was like, maybe think about it before you're too persistent. I said perseverance, I meant persistence. All right, cool. My objective is to be the warrior of maps. Is that what the warrior of maps? Oh man, why don't you stream games? You know what? I'd love to stream games. I'm just I don't know. I always feel like nobody wants to watch me play a game. Like, I know that's weird. Like nobody wants to watch me play a game. And if I do stream a game, I want it to be something that's like, oh man, that's, you know, he's doing that for a reason. So what I'm going to want you guys to do, I want everybody watching right now, you're going to follow this link that I'm going to send you, and we're going to get the character draft started. But this stream is going to end, and you're going to click over to the character draft. So let me share that with you now in the chat. All right. I'll see you over there. All right. And we'll continue the conversation. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you over in the character draft. You don't want to miss it. What one is this one? This is the... I'm fighting with Discord. Yes. Nobody can see us, though, so let me see if I can get that straight. Nope, that's not it. Everybody watching right now, what's up, everybody? I'm just trying to get everything straight with why this is not getting my Discord video. So just give me just a second. This is probably the one. Not too sure. There it is. Cool. Then boom, I'm gonna get this video tile straight. Tyler, I see you. I see you. Are you guys ready for this? That's what it's all about. Mm.
I'm so excited, man.
Sick.
All right, audio is live for you guys. That was my fault.
Right.
All right, cool. So how's it looking on the stream? Is it are we working? Are we working on the stream? I don't see any viewers. I don't know if this is
Doesn't look like the link that I had is live yet.
okay. I see people are like commenting, but no video here.
Still says waiting.
Yeah,
You've gone live where you previously just.
you're live. Let's see if that works. We'll see if that works. Howdy. Huh. The two links thing is just not working.
Hmm.
Un-
Yeah, it still shows waiting for me.
Unless if it's
You look
saying-
live.
Yeah, waiting for Final Fan TV.
Yeah, you're live here.
Yeah, I can see.
Is it on the character?
It's on the yeah, it's on the retrospective one.
Ah,
Still,
I don't want that one. Sorry, everybody. Hang with me.
We're all making cameos on your podcast.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 5